Abu Dhabi will increase its tourism marketing spend by $136 million over 3 years. And alongside the completed Louvre Abu Dhabi, the Guggenheim Abu Dhabi is a project earmarked for Saadiyat Island. The experimental sculptural building, which is the work of famed architect Frank Gehry, is currently under development. And to get an update on the project, Inspire caught up with Richard Armstrong of the Guggenheim Foundation in New York.
Richard, a very warm welcome to Inspire Middle East.
Thank you very much.
You're a frequent visitor to the UAE and to the capital, so tell me, what do you make of the art scene here?
Well, I think it's a place of growing curiosity. There's a good base at various universities and in neighborhoods that are, I think, on their way to becoming creative capitals, and I see it as a place that has a big future, both for artists and for viewers.
And regarding the Guggenheim, can you give me a progress report? Is it on time, on track, on budget?
Yeah, we're on track and we're on budget, and we're looking forward to the commencement of the building construction soon.
Now, Frank Gehry's building is a complicated one to construct, so what's the timeline there for the build?
I reckon it'll be 3.5 or 4 years. It's a big building. Parts of it are quite complex, and it should take a little bit of time to put together. It's quite large also.
What can we expect to see inside it?
Well, we've been working with our colleagues here to put together what we think is really the first global collection after 1965. So we'll be seeing important examples of work from all parts of the world, mostly in the wake of pop art. We have great, I think, very great paintings and sculptures by younger artists, and I know on the top floor in particular we expect to have very overscaled, interesting work by the likes of James Turrell, or Ernesto Neto, or Monika Sosnowska from Poland.
Looking at the digital age and museums, do all of them really need to adopt new technology?
I think it's always useful to broaden not only the knowledge pool, but also the pool of inquisitive people. So to the degree that those things can happen, yes. Well, it can offer you a lot of background information that you wouldn't typically have probably, and beyond which it can replicate what it is you're looking at inaccurately, but in a way that you might recognize until you see the real thing.
Tell me, you've walked the streets of this capital, you visited our cultural institutions, so what art would you like to see more of?
I think probably the best thing that might happen here is if the market could expand. It's better when artists have the opportunity of supporting themselves based on the allegiance of private buyers, and that's a way of demonstrating that capitalism can work for the better.
Is there, in your opinion, a need for more public art, more sculptures, murals, street art, graffiti?
I reckon that'll happen, but typically I don't have a big taste for that kind of activity. No, I much prefer landscaping. And I frankly think there aren't that many artists who are able to put together something that goes in public which really reflects that sense of nuance and or the sense of shared value. So we wind up with sometimes murals and other kinds of monuments that really don't completely convince anyone.
But doesn't technology take something away from the origins, the traditions of going to a museum where people come to stand and stare?
That's what I like the best.
Especially with children, does that still wash?
Oh, I think it does. I think one of the great attributes of my occupation is to allow people to be uneducated, and they can bring what they need in front of any work of art and make of it what they wish. There really is no misinterpretation in my point of view.
Where might be next for Guggenheim? After Abu Dhabi, where's the next stop?
I always say, somewhat comically, Mars. I think I should say, to be more accurate, that building the museum here, helping the Emiratis get it going, and making certain it's on the right path will really consume all of our energies over the next 10 years, I reckon.
And on that note, we shall end our discussion. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for speaking to me today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Richard.